Okay, so I showed you a bobbin threader. And you might be asking, what the heck is a bobbin? Well, that's a bobbin. It's got a little hollow tube here. Now, if you want to use this for wire, you want to get one with a ceramic insert in there. So there's a little ceramic protector on the end of the tube, and what that just does is keeps it's a nice smooth surface. It doesn't kink up your wire. It keeps from eating away at the metal when you're using something like wire. Now, what you can do with this I will show you how it works soon, but basically you can adjust the tension that it keeps on the spools. This is kind of springy steel, so if you set it up and it's a little too much tension, you kind of bend it out, spring it out so there's less tension. If it's not enough, you kind of cramp it down like that and put more tension on it. You know, with something like what you're doing with an RBA, you don't really want a whole lot of tension. If you had no tension, then the spool would just run wild. So this, I'm showing you with black thread here, but that's how the spool snaps in. Now the bobbin threader, you poke it right through like that. Take the end of your thread, wrap it through the opening on the bobbin threader, which can be kind of hard, but you know, it's a hell of a lot easier than poking it through that straw, and pull it out, and you're threaded. Okay. Yeah, so that's the original purpose of this. Now, the reason I'm showing you the bobbin, I haven't done this yet with wrapping coils, but you know, basically because I don't have Canthal on a spool like this, but if I can find it, or if I buy enough of it that I can just wrap it on a spool myself, I will show you how this works. Now, like I said, that's black thread. I'm showing you this just as a demonstration to show you how the thing works. This is a piece of white plastic cotton, but you know, as you can see, it's kind of similar to a silica wick. This is a fly vise. I kind of think it would be overkill to buy one of these for wrapping coils. This one especially is would be overkill. You can maybe want to find a cheap one. It might help you. It gives you an extra set of hands. So this is just a sewing needle. Drop my wick over here. Drop that. If you can see, I don't really have the ability to zoom, but the nice thing about this bobbin is this long tube gives you very fine control over where you lay the thread. If at any time, you know, especially if you're just doing Canthal, you let go of it and it dangles. It holds that thread tight. So, you know, if you want to work and manipulate your coils as you're going, you can. But, you know, just having the control of this tube really lets you lay down those coils exactly where you want. You know, when you're done, if this was a piece of wire, I could take my hands off of this completely right now. Since it's thread, you know, it's going to unwrap. But with, you know, what that was, if that was a piece of wire, I could take my hands off, let this thing dangle, tweak it around. When I decide I like it enough, you know, pull it out to where I want it. Boom, there's a coil. Pull that off, throw more wick on, throw more coil on. You know, you can see obviously with this tool and some way to just hold your wrapping station in place, you'd have a pretty quick wrap. Now somehow this thing came out, probably just when I dropped it. But you know, that's what fly tying's about. It's about wrapping things around little tiny stuff. I mean, very similar to building atomizers or building coils.